All right, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Stage 11. First of all, before we go any further into the show, I want to thank Dave Black for helping me out, Lizzie for helping coordinate that last night. I was just feeling under the weather. Still not 100%, but we're going to make it happen. We are at the tail end of the Dakar Rally, the 2025 edition, and not without some surprises. So let's talk really quick headlines before we dive into the results. First and foremost, safety is a huge thing out in the Saudi desert and really anywhere that the Dakar Rally and the ASO organization operates, meaning we had a foggy morning this morning for them, or I should say last night. Foggy morning for the stage, and unfortunately they had to delay the start, not being able to fly helos, obviously for rider safety, competitor safety, which is very, very important. They have a whole fleet of helicopters, and they do you no good if they're grounded. So they did have to delay the start a little bit, but then to add to that, they did end up actually shortening the stage down to 150 kilometers, roughly. So not bad, but that means that it wasn't the stage that we thought it could be. Dave Black kind of mentioned it, and I mentioned it the previous. This was the stage. This was the stage to make up the time because there's a bit of a wild card with the mass start that's going to happen tomorrow. So for stage number 12. So we'll see how this shapes up. But I mean, that was the biggest thing to me, at least. Hey, you know what? We got a shorter stage. That means they weren't able to make up time. But actually they were. So let's dive into the results and let's talk a little bit about this. Tasha Schareina picking up a stage win. So very well done there. Just about 33 seconds ahead of Luciano Benavides. So capitalized on it. Was able to shrink that lead between Daniel Sanders and Tasha. So first and second now roughly sitting at about 9 minutes. So this is the shortest that it's been within the last few stages. There was that bouncing effect going from 11 to 15 roughly. So it's, I'm sure, a little bit of relief. I am sure Tasha would have loved a longer stage to be able to make that happen, but unfortunately that wasn't in the cards for today. The weather had other plans. So let's take a look at the rest of the field there. So we know Tasha Schareina finishing up on the top spot. 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 4 seconds for him. Luciano Benavides in that number 2 spot, 33 seconds back with a time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 37 seconds. And then Adrian Van Beveren finishing up 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 1 second, finishing 57 seconds back. So less than a minute separating the top 3 and 2 Honda bikes. Very well done there. Let's take a look down. Let's take a look at the top 10. Ricky Brabeck finishing up 4, 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 52 seconds. With the time putting him 3 minutes and 48 seconds back. Nacho Cornejo in the number 5 spot. Hero Motorsports Team Rally, 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 6 seconds for him, being 6 minutes back. Daniel Sanders, your current rally leader, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 35 seconds for him, finishing 7:31 back. DeVasey in the number 7 spot. BAS World KTM Racing Team, 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 40 seconds for him. And then Mulek in the number 8 spot, going to be BAS World KTM Racing, 2 hours, 20 minutes flat, 7:56 back for him. And then Stefan Svitko in the number 9 spot, Slanoff Rally Team, 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 14 seconds, finishing 12 minutes back. Skylar Howes rounding out the top 10, Monster Energy Honda, 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 48 seconds. So very well done, very competitive. I am bummed out. I was hoping for the full-length stage. It kind of caught us off guard. I would think that a full-length stage, we could have seen some different stuff. I mean, Tasha was able to make up some time on this stage. I think that was the plan, maybe a little bit of a push. And, the distance did not help. You need kilometers in order to make up time. All right, let's take a look. We'll just jump on down the list here and see our notables. Edgar Canet, the newcomer, 15th, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, finishing 2:27 back. And then Doughty, BAS World KTM, he was your stage opener, so he was first out. 2:28.17 for him, finishing about 16 minutes back. So 1:37, though, of bonus time picking that up, so that helped a little bit. But let's take a look how we are going down the list here. All right, it looks like Niels Therick and Sunir, 31st and 32nd, respectively, both on the Covays. 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 50 seconds, and 2:42.01 for those guys, roughly finishing about a half hour behind. So not too bad. All right, and then let's take a look here at Jacob Argybright finishing up 38th in the stage. RS Moto Honda Rally Team, 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 39 seconds for him, finishing up in 38th. So let's take a look, see if we can jump down a little further. All right, so that is the top 50 at the moment. Okay, so those were the bikes. Not bad at all, but again, bummed to see it was a shorter stage. You know, I think things could have been a little bit different. All right, let's talk cars. Car results. First time for Matthias Ekström securing that stage win. So looks like he was finishing up less than a minute ahead of Nasser Al-Attiyah. He's not Mr. Dakar. Somebody else has that title. I should know this. I can't remember it at the moment. But who is Mr. Dakar? You guys leave that in the comments down below. I'm gonna switch that over here. Let's go to the cars. All right. So we have Matthias Ekström finishing up 4 hours, 19 minutes, and 27 seconds for him. And then it is going to be Nasser Al-Attiyah finishing up in the number 2 spot, 41 seconds back, followed by Al-Raji, 4 hours, 21 minutes, and 12 seconds, going to be 145 back for him. So very well done there. A little bit longer. I got a feeling that these guys were able to do their full stage because it does not seem, that stage time doesn't seem like it was missing anything. Now, we do know that the vehicles for this stage, as Dave Black mentioned last night, there was basically 3 stages, 3 different routes that these guys were going to run. One was for the cars and like kind of the classic side of things, one on the vehicles, and then another for the motos. So I see what they've been doing, especially in the dunes. Now they're running flags for safety and that kind of thing. So I think this is a further step for them to try and get the vehicles away from the motorcycles. We've heard, stories. I know Kyle McCoy had a story of that where a vehicle coming over the crest and I believe made contact with his bike. We've seen videos of this before in other situations in the Dakar. Same thing, vehicles being clipped by or motorcycles being clipped by cars. So the Sentinel device is on there, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's foolproof. If you come over a crest, you don't know that the bike is literally right on the other side. So, and it may not even see it considering where the antenna placement is. So with that being said, that is the top 3 in the vehicles. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the field. So Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh finishing up 4th on the stage, 4 hours, 29 minutes, and finishing up 9 minutes and 33 seconds back. Ladigan in the number 5 spot, Toyota Gazoo Racing, finishing up 4:29.50 at 10:23 back. Ferreira in the number 6 spot, JCW team, that is the Mini, 4 hours, 31 minutes, and 3 seconds for him, 36. Then it is Bakiza in the number 7 spot, Overdrive Racing, 4 hours, 31 minutes, and 21 seconds, finishing 11:54 back. Saradori in the number 8 spot, Century Racing Factory Team, 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 36 seconds, finishing 13:09 back. Then Demavis X-Raid Mini JCW team finishing 4 hours, 39 minutes, and 49 seconds back. And just an update, SSVs are finishing. Sarah Price jumping up to a top 10 and what looks to be the stage winner. So very well done there, Sarah Price. Finishing up with a 4:35.06, finishing 15 minutes and 39 seconds out of the overall. So very well done. Looks like we've got some jumping around as these guys populate here. The Challenger vehicle of Akil finishing up on the Team BBR entry. It is 4 hours, 39 minutes, and 9 seconds for them. So still vehicles coming in from the stage. I would expect maybe some changes there, but man, that is a big jump for Sarah Price. So very well done on the stage win. Part of the Dakar experience, meaning not out, but not in the class. So they can still go out and run and do their thing, and they can do this, get a stage win, but they're not being counted in the overall side of things. So very well done on that side of it. So, okay, that is our vehicles. Let's go back, and we're going to talk really quickly in the overall on the bikes, just to make sure we get, I think, a pretty good picture. I mean, I think we know where this is headed. So Daniel Sanders, with a total time right now of 52 hours, 13 minutes, and 34 seconds for him. Then you've got Tasha Schareina exactly 9 minutes back. So again, we mentioned that a little bit earlier, that they were following, or that they were able to chop that lead. Tasha was able to chop that lead from Sanders. But 9 minutes is a bit of a mountain to climb on a short stage for tomorrow. So we'll see how that shakes loose. Adrian Van Beveren is 15 minutes back, 15:50 to be exact. So that's going to put him about 7 minutes behind Tasha. So strong effort there. They can definitely help each other out. Luciano Benavides in the number 4 spot overall, 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 50 seconds. He's going to be 22 minutes back. So fairly sizable gaps. It's been a couple of editions where going into the last stage, it was less than 5 minutes gap in the overall. There was even, I think it was the 2023 edition. I believe it was like 5 seconds going into the last stage. So I don't know. I think the changes they've made, maybe the starting it off with that chrono stage all the way back at stage number 2, kind of helps change things up a little bit, allows people to capitalize more on time. We'll see. So top 10 overall on the bikes, Luciano Benavides, Red Bull KTM Factory Team, 52 hours, 35 minutes, and 50 seconds for him. Ricky Brabeck in the number 5 spot currently. Monster Energy Honda, 52 hours, 42 minutes, and 9 seconds. And then Skylar Hausen, the number 6 spot. Monster Energy Honda, 52, 55, and 3 seconds. Followed by Nacho Cornejo in the number 7 spot. Hero Motorsports Team Rally, 53 hours, 10 minutes, 33 seconds. And then it is Edgar Canet in the number 8 spot. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, 53 hours, 52 minutes, and 43 seconds for him. Now we're talking about an hour and a half, 40 minutes back from the leaders. So there's a big gap right there from 7th to 8th. Tobias Epster in the number 9 spot, BAS World KTM Racing Team, 54 hours, 27 minutes, and 51 seconds for him. And rounding out the top 10, Stefan Svitko, Slonov Rally Team, 54 hours, 28 minutes, and 20 seconds. So that is your top 10 overall going into stage number 12. And stage number 12, again, going to be that mass start. So curious to see how that works out for these guys. All right, that was the bike overall standings, provisional standings through stage 11. Let's take a look really quick at the cars and see how that is shaping up. All right, Al Raji in that number 1 spot currently, 51 hours, 53 minutes, and 36 seconds for him. He is sitting on a 6-minute and 11-second lead over Latigan in that number 2 spot. If you guys remember, Latigan had been getting the stage wins, leading for a while, but was able to create a gap early on, but then that went away with mechanicals and then having to get back underway. So he lost a lot of time, and well, that was the tale. So 6 minutes and 11 seconds right now, but it has been a battle throughout the rally. It wasn't a walk away kind of deal. So Matthias Ekström, today's stage winner, still hanging out in third with the 22-minute and 34-second gap in the overall. 52 hours, 16 minutes, and 10 seconds. He is in that Ford M Sport. Ford M Sport, Nani Roma getting the first win in that Ford. So getting them a Dakar stage victory. Very well done on that. Nasser Al-Attiyah in the number 4 spot right now in the overall. Dacia Sandriders, 52 hours, 20 minutes, and 26 seconds for him. Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh in the number 5 spot, Ford M Sport, 52 hours, 53 minutes, and 2 seconds for him. And then it's Serradori in the number 6 spot, Century Racing Factory Team, 53 hours, 3 minutes, and 44 seconds. Jacopini in the number 7 spot, Overdrive Racing, 53 hours, 51 minutes, and 49 seconds. So these gaps are large. If you're talking about 4 to 5, you're talking about 20-ish minutes. Then from 5 to 6, it's about a 10-minute gap. Jacopini, 7 to 8, you're looking at about another 20-minute gap. So everybody's kind of evenly spaced out. It's not, I don't see any quick races like, within seconds happening right now in these top 10. So Ferreira in the number 8 spot, X-Raid Mini JCW Team, 54 hours, 9 minutes, and 35 seconds for him. And then Seth Quintero in the number 9 spot, Toyota Gazoo Racing, 54, 13, 23. And then rounding out the top 10, Barwantha in that Century Racing Factory Team entry, 54 hours, 47 minutes, and 2 seconds. That is going to be 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 26 seconds out of the lead. So very interesting to see. And also kind of a notable thing, looking at the penalties. These guys are pretty much every entry has some kind of penalty. And some of these are brutal. With the exception in the top, let's say the top 29 cars, Bod in the Mini out of France, X-Raid Mini JCW Team, is the only one without a penalty. Everybody else, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 2 minutes, 3 minutes, an hour 18, 26 minutes, a minute 10. Everybody literally has penalties in the top 29. Except that one guy. So congrats on a clean rally. But we still got one more stage to go. Stay tuned for the preview. As soon as we get that information, we'll get that out to you guys. It is the final stage of the Dakar Rally coming up tonight for us. It is currently 5:15 in the morning here on the West Coast, meaning it is 4:15 in the afternoon for these guys. So I'm sure there's a lot of, I don't know. What do you guys think? A lot of relaxing, some strategy going on. What are we thinking? I think it's kind of a wild card doing a mass start. I don't know how that is going to play out for these guys. Is it an opportunity for them to lose time, or is it an opportunity for them to gain time? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out later today. So with that being said, guys, remember, it'll make sense when you get there. Enjoy the ride.